Greetings, fellow slinging agents in the wild. It's your trusted handler, Brian, welcoming you once again to the show. You know, usually we release all of our episodes via audio, but I figured that for this particular episode, seeing as how we're releasing it as a video as well over on our YouTube channel, I'm going to do the intro as a video also. So please bear with me as I have to look down occasionally at my notes, because once you get to be my age, your memory just kind of... What does it do again? Oh, that's right, I forgot. First, let's get to our shout-outs and our comments. Our first shout-out goes to our newest YouTube subscriber, Ted Two Toes. Welcome to the show. Don't worry, I won't ask you to count any higher than 12. Just kidding. Kind of stupid joke. Dad joke. Why not? I'm a dad, right? Welcome to the show. Next, Thomas Austin says, great episode, a speed run looting a green box, Agent Rice tweaking like a mug on uppers from the No-Tell Motel, and a flaming Gotterdammerung in Southeast DC. Well, you know what I say, it's just another milk run for our agents. And I'm glad that they're having a great time and glad they all made it out of there so far. At least until the end of this season. But stay tuned, right? And finally, our last shout out goes to James Wachter, who has this to say. You guys run the best Delta Green content. The behind-the-scenes content and never actually knowing what's going to happen is amazing. You know, James, I've known these hardslingers for decades. And as players, they keep me on my toes. More than 2 toes. But I gotta say that usually when they go off script, because I only have an outline of what I'm running. And you should know because I sent you something. But when they actually start to digress off of what we have going on, that's really where the meat and potatoes of this show comes from. That's where the fun really starts to shine through. That's where the comedy comes through. That's where these guys come up with the most amazing ideas, and I think that it just makes the show very visceral. Remember, if you want to check us out, head on over to our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. Click that subscribe button, notification, whatever you do there. We're on all the major podcast platforms out there, so please leave us that 5-star rating and review. Now let's warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 presents episode 13 of our Collateral Damage Delta Green homebrew scenario, the Epilogues. That's kind of hard to do sometimes. How's my brothers doing this evening?
Doing good. Well. How you doing?
Good. You know what? I forgot. It's what time is it right now? 7
Freaking time change. You'd think we would have gotten rid of that by now, but we haven't.
No. You know what's funny is this clock here is smart enough to know to make that jump.
Everything changes except my microwave and my fucking oven. So, sorry, I didn't mean to curse, guys. My friggin' oven.
It's too late.
But yeah, it's too late. I did it.
It's too late. You already did it.
But yeah, that's the only. Oh, and my car. The car's not smart enough to do that yet. But everything else, I can't even tell other than being maybe a little bit more sleepy when I wake up. I'm like, huh? Oh, that's right, because it's yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Someday we'll get rid of this. I know it's been passed on the ballot a couple of times, but nobody wants to take this step forward. Obviously, all these clock makers have a vested interest in this daylight savings. Yeah.
Clock makers.
It's a Swiss. It's a Swiss's fault. Well, let me lead us in, and we will begin.
Lead us in, handler.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted handler, Brian, and with me, my hard slingers of yore.
Back into the fray.
Our homebrew, Delta Green scenario, Collateral Damage, episode 13, the Epilogues. Let me do a little fabricating for you, gentlemen. You've managed to recover the counterfeiting plates Eugene the Wise Abernathy had used to implant subliminal messages in his victims, causing them to kill themselves. You've managed to collect the $10 bills he had circulated that contained the sigil on them, and you even eliminated the perpetrator, his ashes now diluted in the Potomac River. With Agents Coldwell and Rice departing from the two of you, each heading off in separate directions, your mission appears to be complete. One 30-minute Uber ride later, Agent Kimura, as you make your way through the bustling hub of Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, you bypass your departure gate as you help Agent Adesso get to his. Still weak from the toxins of the parasite, as well as the structural damage that his body sustained, he leans heavy on you. Remember, it was no more than 2 hours ago he was certifiably dead in the ER at DC Memorial Hospital. With your credentials in hand, you prepare to roll the dice and cross through security. Each give me a luck roll.
All right. 17.
17. You flash your credentials at the security officer, and he looks at you as he's waving you through where he maneuvers other security individuals, government, police, FBI, all the other individuals that may be carrying weapons. He partitions you over to the side along with Agent Adesso. You both flash him your credentials. You explain your business and where you're heading back to the West Coast. He checks on your FBI credentials, and you actually make it through. He waves you through, tells you good luck, and happy flying. As you pass through security, you hear over the PA system, Mr. Okami to Conference Suite 204. Mr. Okami to Conference Suite 204.
Appears I'm being summoned, friend. Are you able to proceed without me?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'd rather go with you.
Okay, if you're up for it, then this may be a difficult conversation if I think who's summoning us there.
Gotcha. Outside of game, are we still armed?
You are still armed.
I got both.
What do you guys have? What do you have each?
I have my jack blade. I have my Tonto at my side, and I believe I still have my sword in the case, but that's wrapped up and all that.
Okay.
I do not have a firearm on me.
Adesso, what are you packing?
I would have my Delta Elite. I would also have that really cool Ghost Killer Bra knife. And since my shotgun got destroyed, I obviously wouldn't have that. And that would be it. Just those two items.
Yeah, there would probably be a limit to what you guys are walking on board a plane with. You wouldn't be able to I could see like a regular agent carrying a handgun.
Missiles. I got those missiles that we got from the green box.
So you make your way through the central, what do they call that? Atrium of this beautiful... Yeah, the concourse. Thank you. You make your way through the concourse of this beautiful airport, and you find yourselves in front of Conference Suite 204. Big oak door, brass knobs, closed.
All right. Since I've been summoned, there's no need for me to knock, apparently, so I'll walk in.
Adesso, what are you doing? Are you still leaning on Okami?
I'm trying not to, so that would slow him down. I'd be off to the side, looking like I'm bent over and ill, but really kind of, going back for my my carry weapon in the event that something goes south. So I look like I'm infirm, but no.
And let me remind you that your whole torso is wrapped up tight right now. From where those legs had pierced through your torso, all 6 of them. The shotgun itself, the only thing that kept it from fully latching onto you. But you imagine these things probably went in maybe 2.5, 3 inches per appendage deep. You know, we're talking about scraping rib bones, possibly cracking them. You're pretty wiped out at this point. So each, as you open the door to this conference room, you find yourselves facing a softly lit, well-carpeted room. A large oak table sits in the center of this thing, ringed with 20 chairs. All but one of them are empty. In the one occupied chair, the furthest away from the door, is Heisenberg. And when he sees you walk in, he rises up from the chair and makes his way halfway across the table, like around the table, but stops, doesn't go any further than that.
Okay. I would say that we go and walk up to him.
Okay.
Or I will. Odessa, you can limp or hobble or
Yeah,
just back me up by the
behind you.
door. Just back me up by the door. Pull on him.
Yeah.
As the two of you enter the room, the door softly closes behind you, and he looks at both of you. But you could tell he's got a questioning expression on his face. He looks at you each and he says, "Why are you escorting him? Why are you both together?"
He needed the help.
Yep, I needed help.
I understand that, but you know that we have rules. I hate to say it, Adesso, but he should have left you behind, and I don't mean at the hospital. I mean back on the Muse.
Well, I figured if they found a body, that might lead to more questions. So I look at it this way. I helped save some questions.
The Muse is nothing but ashes at the bottom of the Potomac with Eugene Abernathy. Now we have even more questions.
How do they know that? Probably identified him through teeth. Well, there would be another set of bones down there too, if I hadn't taken him.
Well, the harbor master, who we've had to vet, has Eugene's name on file as being the individual that owned the Muse. And now we have Treasury Agent William Dalton running loose in D.C., and who knows about these plates. Where's Coldwell and Rice?
We're not sure.
Well, that's the only good news so far that I have heard. Do you have the plates?
I do. And I will open up my coat, and on the interior pocket, I will pull out the plates, hand them, and kind of just let them drop on the table.
And they
making a noise on purpose.
Yeah, they hit this oak table hard, making this reverberating sound and leaving these huge dents in this beautifully lacquered surface. He looks at the two plates. He doesn't reach out for them right away. Looking at both of them, one of them has the printed side facing up, the other has the printed side facing down. And he's looking at the one with the printed side up, as though he's trying to scrutinize it. After a few moments...
Don't look too close.
What if I flip the other plate over?
Well, you can do that if you like. But either you'll take yourself out or you'll try to take us out, depending on what sort of number you are. I still don't understand that, but I advise you not to look at it. You want to be petulant and be a child and look at it because I said don't? Go for it.
Damn it. Stop being that way. You know, this is bigger than the three of us in this room right now. What we hold at bay are individuals like Eugene, the wise Abernathy, and whatever the fuck was controlling him.
was a centipede of some sort.
And have you ever seen something like that before? Because I know I haven't.
Not since another insect of that variety that apparently was from the Paleolithic age. I look at it this way. I know what's at stake, and we accomplished the mission with as minimal issues as possible. So here's the plates. You could say thank you, or you could be angry.
Where's the bills at?
I will also remove those. And also, here you go. I put those on the table. And make sure you don't look at these either.
He scoops them up without looking at them, puts them in his pocket, grabs the plates, put them in each pocket of his jacket. I don't need to remind you how important it is that we have the opportunity to remain anonymous. If we don't retain that, if word gets out what we're doing, it'll be like a house of cards. The whole thing will fall down around us. And it's not that I don't like you two gentlemen. And believe me, when I was in the field, I lost plenty of agents that were close to me. But we all know what we signed up for. Are you fit for duty each?
Of course I am. We just succeeded in a mission. The question is, do you think I am? And if you don't, no need to send agents. I can end it right now. And I'll put my hand on my Tonto.
Take it easy, damn it.
I'm just trying to follow orders. If I have dishonored you or the organization, you let me know. I won't be a problem.
Damn it, we all have protocol to follow. Odessa, what about you? Are you fit?
We don't leave our people behind. We don't leave fallen people.
That's a great slogan.
But it's also true. We
Are
built
you
up bonds
fit?
with each other. Am I fit? Not yet, but I will be.
Is it that bad?
It's painful, but I'll get better.
All right, get to your respective planes. I'll be in touch. And gentlemen, good job.
Thank you, sir. And please, I may reiterate again, don't look at those. And whoever does, they need to be monitored.
I may need a debriefing on this numbers thing that you're talking about. I'm not familiar with what you were talking about.
Well, you know how to reach me.
Very good. He turns around and just starts walking deeper into the room. Basically his way of saying goodbye. You guys find yourselves back out in the main portion of the airport. Each, you escort Odessa to his airport. Get him to his airplane. Get him on board. Make sure he's good to go. You get to your plane. Both of you depart. We move forward 5 weeks later. It's 5:30 a.m. Agent Odessa. You stand in front of the mirror with a towel wrapped around your waist. Fog from a hot shower covers the mirror. And as you wipe your hand across it to clear it, you see the 6 puncture wounds on your torso. 3 on each side in a vertical pattern. Forever a reminder of Eugene the Wise. For the past couple of weeks, it's been very difficult for you to breathe. It's been very difficult for you to come to terms with what's been going on. I mean, you've actually crossed the threshold of the Great Divide. You died. You hear a knock at the door.
I will ask, who's there?
Sorry, my bad. You hear a knock at the front door.
Oh, I thought it was Benjamin. All right. Is anybody else home? Is it just me?
No, your whole family's home.
All
Sana,
right.
she's somewhere around in the house. You haven't been sleeping very well, and so it's forced her to get up with you as you get up regularly through the evening.
Got it. All right. I will throw on some clothes and then really quick pair of shorts, shirt. Then I would probably have something a little smaller than a Delta Elite available because I don't know who's at the door and I'm not expecting anybody. So then I would grab something, probably a 9mm handgun, and just kind of walk over to the door, see if the kids don't see me, and then look through the peephole or the security cam, whichever I'm more paranoid, would have installed. Probably a camera. Do I see anybody at the door?
You don't see anybody at the door. It looks like there's something leaning against it, though.
A package or a box?
Possibly one of the two.
Okay, I'll open the door, take a look.
Yeah, you do see that there's a large envelope. Looks like some kind of a package that's leaning against it.
Got it. Any return address on it or anything like that? Any markings?
No, in fact, there's no return address and there's no delivery address. It looks like it was just laid against your doorstep.
All right, I'll pick it up. Heavy or light?
It's really light. In fact, were it not for the envelope itself, you would almost think it was empty.
Gotcha. Take a look around outside. Do I see anybody?
No.
All right, I'll go back in. And I'll cut the top of or slit it open. Take a look inside.
There looks like there's something dark down at the bottom. Looks like it's about 2 inches, cylindrical, tapered. It's really hard to see in the envelope itself.
All right, I'll go to my office and, if any of my family members ask me what's going on, just nothing, just some work. Then I'll go into the office and close the door. Then I'll dump the contents out on my desk.
As you upend this envelope, you see what appears to be some kind of a talon, about 2 inches long, partially severed from whatever it originated from. It's got
Do
a
I
long...
recognize it?
You do. Were you to put this in one of your perforations in your chest, you would see it would fit perfectly.
Got it. Anything else in the envelope? Any indicator? The only person it possibly could have been from would have been each. So Odessa would just smile. And then, of course, he would also be a little worried. Like, okay, apparently I haven't been as discreet as I thought. But, yeah, this is good. This is good. This helps me. This helps feed the collection disorder.
A few moments later, you hear a knock at your office door.
I put it back in the envelope, put the envelope in the corner like it's just regular mail. Yeah.
Polly, we need to talk.
Oh, great.
You know what that means.
Yeah. All right, come on in, babe. What's going on?
She opens the door, comes inside. Santa looks just tired. I mean, she's obviously been getting up all night long. She's like, and she sees you, and for the first time, you look like your old self again.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were going to have a talk about possibly getting you some help, but you seem to be different. More different than you have been in weeks.
Well, it's amazing what a good hot shower and a little bit of extra rest. And while I didn't sleep well last night, I think I'll be sleeping well tonight.
You know, Polly, we can't lose you anymore. I don't know what's going on with you, what happened to you, and I know you won't tell me. And I understand you're protecting the family and whatnot, but every time you go, you take a piece of me with you. I think it would be best for your mental health if you didn't leave the next time you got one of your calls.
I have been thinking about that, and I have brought this up to management so that I may be on the verge of transferring to another unit, but as I understand it, they can't phase me out until they phase somebody new in. But that's all I can tell you, sweetie. But yeah, I've been thinking along the same lines as you have.
I know it almost cost you your life, but in losing your life, you're going to miss out on the future of our children. And I don't. And as she's talking to you, your phone begins to vibrate.
If I pull it out of my pocket and look at it, will I be able? I pull it out of my pocket and look at it, see if I recognize the number.
You don't. It's unmarked number, but she looks at you as you look at the phone. Hands on her hips. Starts putting her hair up in curlers and bringing out the roller pin.
Andy Cap, for the listeners that recognize that reference.
Are you going to take the call?
Yes. This is part of me phasing out.
Well done.
This is part of me phasing out. And she walks out of the office and closes the door slowly.
That's bad. He flicks open the phone. Deso.
Paulie.
Yeah.
It's time. At the same time, on another part of the West Coast, we see Agent Kimura. You stand in a large warehouse, its huge roll-up door opened and letting in the cold bay air of the morning. Several tamishigiri sporadically placed around this large open space allows you to have your morning exercise as the jack blade triggers up and triggers down in sequence as you bisect the wara spread out about. You're barely breaking a sweat. You've been doing this for weeks on end. But this morning, your concentration is cut short as you hear someone clear their throat behind you.
I didn't hear him come in?
We did not.
Ha.
Ooh.
Well, then I will definitely turn around, ready to take out whoever it is.
You see a young man of Japanese descent. He looks fresh for being so early. Tight muscles ripple through the specially tailored suit. Thick black hair combed to one side, and a sharp gleam in his eye. By all accounts, he looks like a younger version of you each. And he looks you eye to eye, and he says, Shichiora. It has been a while, but I come at your summons, Father.
Okay. You look well.
I have been training very well in the ways that you have trained me in, Father.
Does your mother know you are here?
Against protest, she does. But she knows that the call of our blood is stronger than her pleas.
Indeed.
You have told tale of things that you have done, and there were many times through the years that I had thought I lost you. I am gladdened that you are still with me, and you told me that when I was ready, you would tell me all, and I, Chichioya, am ready this day.
Well, I have never been far from you. I was always watching. Makamura here?
Yeah!
Well, yeah, know that even though I was not there, it was not because I didn't want to be, but I could not. There was too much danger. But now that you are a grown man, it's time for you to embrace your heritage. And now we no longer follow the path of the Yakuza. Yet we do follow a path that will lead us into an even deeper darkness. And after many years, every time I go out, I come back a little bit less, but also a little bit more. But I believe now you must know what is going on, for if I were to fall, someone must continue on with this fight.
He takes off his jacket. You see a beautiful silk long sleeve shirt. He takes that off. You see he's just rippled with muscles. You see serpents tattooed on his arms all the way down to his wrists, dragon heads across his pecs, scales on his ribs. And he kneels down in Seiza and he says, Chichiroya, I am ready.
So each will take off his workout sweats, showing his son for the first time that he is no longer covered in the tattoos. And I would like to watch his reaction to this.
He looks up in complete awe, breaks composure 100%, and rises up onto his haunches and starts touching your skin. And then he gets to the side where you sustained that wound in the Wasatch Mountains. The wound that had never completely scarred over. Oh, nani? Kore wa... Father, what is this magic? What is this?
And this is what we will talk about next episode.
Next episode.
Oh, really? Just fucking around. I didn't mean to steal that, brother. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm joking.
Good job. All right, brothers. We keep it short and sweet on our epilogues.
All right.
I hope everybody enjoyed this. This finally brings Collateral Damage to a culmination. After this will be our after action report as we peel back the curtain on our homebrew scenario. And as the hard slingers, they can ask me any questions about anything that they want. I will ask them questions about some of the decisions that they made. Basically peel the onion back on what this whole thing was. And I'm sure everybody's wanting to know about the numbers, the 2s, the 7s, Eugene, the Muse, the Parasite, Darius Fontenot, everything going on. So can't
I
wait
want to
to
know what happens with the other agents too. We'll have to get the lowdown.
Well, you'll have to ask them at the after action report and see what they've been up to.
Yeah, I know we're all busy and stuff, but I'm, when Heisenberg said that, I was like, I don't know. You tell me what's going on with him.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support the show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.